Kasi I've encountered ITSOs na wala na silang copy nung vinyl nila. So magre-request pa doon sa magre-request pa ng copy doon sa iPoFil. Kailangan meron kayong copy niyan, no? Kasi pag lalo na pag nagpapalit ng ITSA manager, no, or mga ITSA staff, kailangan may proper turnover kasi nagkakaproblema diyan, no? So lalo na pag dumating na yung formality examination, hindi na alam ano ba yung itsura ng claims na sinabit before, yung mga ganun, no? Para madali na rin ninyo i-check or i-amend. Okay? Tapos yung margins, ito yung margins, no? So like I said, tingnan nyo lang yung normal na margin dun sa Word document or yung Word, pag nag-open kayo ng Word, pasok po yan dito sa required na margins na to. Okay? Alright, sige. And then again, ito sabi shall have their page numbered consecutively. So again, ito yung sinasabi ko kanina na ang problem kasi pag hiwalay si claims, hiwalay si abstract, at saka hiwalay si description of file, baka makaligtaan ninyo palitan yung number, yung page number. So magiging 3 ang page 1 nun kung sakasakali. According sa rules, kailangan consecutive yung numbering nun. So kung page 1 yung abstract mo, dapat page 2 yung simula ng technical field, so on and so forth, no, hanggang sa last page ng claims. Okay? So, isa lang dapat ang page 1 dun sa buong document na yon with, of course, except yung drawing. Kasi nakahiwalay naman talaga yung drawing page. Okay? So, I hope clear po, no? Again, format lang naman, so madali lang naman. Sa ngayon, madali lang itong intindihin. Okay, ito another. This is a continuation of the examiner's action na pinakita ko dun sa previous slide. So again, hindi talaga nakasunod yung applicant ng format kasi ito, tinuro pa ng examiner dito na dapat ganito yung format. Okay? So, although itong object of the invention, baka yung iba sa inyo magulat bakit may ganito, minsan sinasama na natin ito sa summary. No? So, summary of the invention, tapos nandun na rin yung object of the invention. Minsan, nandun, sinasabi siya dun sa last part ng background. But basically, dapat meron kayong title, technical field, background, summary, brief description of the drawings, and then the detailed description. Okay, so alam niyo naman na itong format na yan. So ito yung kailangan ninyo sundin. Okay, so Rule 408, requirements of application relating to biological materials. Just in case, meron sa inyo mag-file ng mga biological materials and microorganisms, ang kailangan lang talaga dito is ma-deposit ninyo siya, isang depository institution. Requirement po kasi talaga siya. Tapos, yung number kasi nun, yung sa na-deposit ninyo, yung number nun, ilalagay niyo rin yun sa claims na with number ganito. So, kaya kailangan i-deposit niyo yan, again, this is referring to biological materials and microorganisms. Okay? So, dyan naman na yan, the depository institution and the file number of the culture deposits are stated in the application. So, ito yung sinasabi ko na file number of the culture deposit, kailangan yan ma-mention sa application. Pwede sa detailed description, sinasabi din ng iba dyan sa claims na mayroong ganitong deposit number. Okay? Right. So, format. Pag wala po pag biological material po ang inyong phenyl at wala po kayo nito, then hihingan po kayo niyan. Kasi that's a requirement. That's a formality requirement. Okay, so now let's talk about yung mga parts one by one. So let's start with the title. Again, I know you already know this na to some of you na talagang nagda-draft na, and yung title should appear as dun sa taas, ito yung rule 410, i-highlight lang natin na it should be as short and specific. In fact, some of the patent agents na kilala ko, pag more than 10 words na yan, parang gusto nilang paiksian pa. Although, may mga title talaga na more than 10 words, lalo na pag mayroon kang product and process. if it's ICT related as well, no? Minsan mahahaba talaga yung title niya. Pero as much as possible, yung title natin should be a short and specific, no? It should appear sa heading on the first page of the description. Basically, dalawang beses nag-appear ang title sa page ng abstract and then sa page nung bago mag-technical field. Okay? So, yan po yun, yung title. So, um, yung abstract naman and technical field, ito yung, by the way, nakalimutan ko sabihin, ito naman, this is again from the same application. This is a continuation of the examiner's action, no? So, in-explain na dyan ng examiner, ano ba yung title, ano ba yung abstract. So, you can just see, no, para din ma-appreciate ninyo na pag talagang hindi kayo nakasunod din sa format, ang examiner naman namin ay magsasabi sa inyo, ito yung format. And then, may mga explanations dyan. And then, you just need to follow ano yung sinasabi niya dyan, no, na format. Okay, so yung abstract, no, before, kailangan abstract of the disclosure, although nung nagkaroon na ng revised IRR, pwedeng abstract or abstract of the disclosure. Acceptable na yun, no? So baka magtaka yung iba sa inyo na bakit yung before, merong comment ang examiner na dapat abstract of the disclosure, hindi lang abstract. Okay, pero like I said, nung nagkaroon na ng revised IRR, okay lang yung abstract and okay din yung abstract of the disclosure. Okay, so it shall commence with the title. Like I said, no, dalawang beses nag-appear yung title sa page ng abstract and then dun sa page ng bago mag-technical field o yung description. And yung critical din dito, it should not be more than 150 words. Okay? So, be mindful kasi talagang yung iba, pag sobrang haba ng abstract ninyo, more than 150 words yan, ipapaulit din talaga yan sa inyo. Okay? Ang technique dito, no, kung ano yung inyong claim 1, more or less, ganun yung inyong abstract. I-rephrase niyo lang siya, and then somehow yun yung abstract mo. Okay, so lady just posted no yung link ng attendance. So for those of you na hindi pa nag-attendance, mag-attendance na kayo because that's one of the requirement bago kayo makakuha ng certificate. Alright, so ang technical field naman, ito yung 1.1.3 na action niya, no? Sabi niya, the description shall specify the technical field to which the intervention relates. So, pag wala yan, so like I said, di ba kanina, itong mga parts na to, pag meron lang kayong wala dyan, hindi sinunod na isa dyan, wala yung technical field, then ito yung action nyo. Okay? Papalagyan niya, dapat mayroong technical field according sa Rule 407 of the revised IRR. Okay? Magsasite naman yan anong rule ang hindi ninyo sinunod. Okay? So ito naman, pag abstract, it's Rule 411. Okay? Sige. Clear naman so far, no? Wala namang questions. Again, kasi nga, I know this is just a review for most of you, no? Sa drawings, ito, meron kasing bagong rule tayo sa drawing, no? Ito kasi ang sinubmit dito is an apparatus or a system pero wala siyang drawing na sinubmit. Okay, so again, sabi nga natin, if it's a mechanical application, if it's a device, a system, no, machine, then required kayo may drawing. So ito, in this particular action, kaya nagbigay ng ganitong action sa examiner is because yung invention is related daw to an apparatus or a system, pero wala siyang drawing na sinamit. Okay, so kaya kailangan mag-submit siya ng drawing and sabi nga ng examiner na necessary yun for the understanding of the invention application. Okay? Kaya may drawing, no? And alam naman natin, no, di ba, pag mechanical yan, yung claims ninyo should be interconnected, di ba? So mas madali maintindihan ng examiner yung interconnection if may drawing. Okay? And the different views of the drawing shall be consecutively numbered, no? Again, yung page yung sa next slide siguro meron ako yung 1 slash kung ilang page ang drawing ninyo. Letters and figures of reference must be carefully formed. So rule 414.7 yan, no? So either letters pwede naman daw, pwede din yung numbers, but ang ginagamit natin usually number para madali, no? And then the name of the applicant or yung representative niya ay meron dapat sa every page, no, ng drawing. Okay? Then furthermore, the specification must be amended to include references to these drawings. So, since hindi nag-submit ito ng drawing and then pinapasubmit niya ng drawing, ang sabi ng examiner dito, yung specification na part should also be amended na dapat mag-refer back doon sa drawings. Okay? Kaya nga 'di ba, sa detailed description, if you notice, pag nag-attend kayo ng patent drafting training, tinatanong kayo dyan, nasaan na dito yung mga reference dun sa drawing. So, referring to figure 1, blah, 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 ano yung ginagawa. Ini-expound nyo, ini-explain ninyo yung drawing na yan. Okay? Sige. I hope clear. May question ba? Wait lang. The most common formality drawings, not former or missing the agent or okay. Regarding this question, no, siguro dahil hindi pa ito wala pa ito sa publication na part, no? I mean publication stage. Ang sinasabi lang dito ng examiner is that kailangan niyo i-amend yung drawing, no? Pag hindi yan na-amend, na malapit na yung publication, ipapublish nila as is yun, but you still need to correct, no, yung formality defect kasi pag hindi yan papasa sa formality, no, examination, hindi din yan magagrant, no, kasi may formality defect siya. So regardless kung ano yung formality defect niya, wala kayong drawing, mali yung paper size ninyo, etc., no. So ang sinasabi lang dyan, pag hindi yan na correct, ang pagdating ng 18th month, ipapublish nila as is yung mali, but you still need to comply, no, doon sa formality defect. Kasi pag nag-request kayo ng substantive examination at nandun pa rin yung formality defect na yon, remember, the examiner can withdraw the application pag pangatlong beses niya na yan sinabi at hindi siya na-correct. No? So, yun po yung ano doon. So, kasi nga, that's an examination, no? And that's also a requirement. You need to comply with the requirement. So, pag hindi siya na-comply, hindi yan na mag-grant. Whereas, pwede pa yan ma-withdraw, no? Kung hindi talaga siya nasunod. I hope nasagot ko yung tanong. It's more sa drawing, for example, AutoCAD, SketchUp. Okay, pwede naman po, no, yung by hand, pwede na rin yung mga AutoCAD, no. Ang ano lang sa drawing is that walang colors pag patent, no, black and white. Walang shading unless necessary yung shading to na and then wala yung mga shadows, no, na pag hindi naman kailangan, no. So pwede rin naman po photographs, no, as long as makikita talaga doon yung features, no. But ang problem lang kasi ng photograph is that pag machine yan, no, tapos merong mga nandun sa loob na parts or components, hindi siya ganun kita. So, pag ganun, ito technique lang din, no, Ma'am Hazel. Pag halimbawa during the filing, wala pa kayong drawing talaga, yung black and white drawing, pwede naman isubmit nyo for muna yung photograph. Just make sure na na-label ninyo doon lahat ng parts or components, no. At pag hindi nakita ng examiner talaga na maayos yung mga parts doon, ipapabago niya yun. No? So, at least na-file mo na, no? So, pag photographs ang gamit ninyo, i-anticipate nyo lang na medyo may baka pabaguhin din yan ng examiner, lalo na pag hindi naman clear talaga yung mga parts. Sa ID, pwede yon talaga. Kasi pwede ka naman talaga mag-submit ng pictures kasi aesthetic lang naman ang tinitingnan, no, sa ID. Pero sa patents kasi, if critical yung mga components, yung pagka-connect kasi 'di ba? Pag hindi yan gano'n ka-clear sa picture, might as well i-drawing niyo na lang. Okay? But again, at least na-file niyo na, 'no? Ang critical lang diyan, Ma'am Hazel, is that baka may makalimutan kayo na parts or components na hindi mabanggit. Okay, so make sure na lahat ng components or features na banggit ninyo para 'pag nag-amend tayo ng drawing, wala tayong idadagdag. Kasi that will be considered as a new matter, 'no? Kung lalo na 'pag hindi siya kita do'n sa drawing, I mean sa picture, tapos sinabi mo na, "Ay meron palang ganito nito sa loob na part." So that might be considered as a new matter kasi hindi mo naman siya binanggit previously na mayroon pala siyang gano'ng part. Okay? Okay, yung citing structural functional, will go to that, Sir no, Sir Machika, maya-maya ng konti. Kasi that's yung sa claims na format na ito. Okay? But meron po talaga tayong slide for that. Alright, thank you. Thank you sa mga questions, no? So hopefully nasagot yung mga questions. Alright, so again ito, another rule sa drawing, no? Ito yung format na ng page nyo. Sabi ko kanina, di ba, different yung page format ng drawing versus dun sa specification. Yung specification, yung normal page lang, no? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pero pagdating sa drawings, pag 5 pages yung drawings ninyo, dapat 1/5, no? So pag mali yung page number nyo, papaulit. So, yun lang naman yun. Yun lang naman yung sa formality. Pag mayroon kayong hindi sinunod, i-erase ng examiner, sundin nyo. Okay? Sige. So ito yun, i-connect ko lang ito dun sa question kanina ni Sir about sa drawings, no? So kung ito, halimbawa, hindi nyo na-correct, tapos na papublish na, ipapublish nila yung mali muna. But kailangan mo pa rin siya ma-correct talaga. Kasi isa-cite at isa-cite pa rin yan ng examiner even sa substantive examination. Okay? And yun din po yung, by the way, ito din yung reason why yung iba tumatagal yung application, no? Pag yung formality defects ay hindi nasasagot, tatagal lang po yung application. So, I know pag patent ang ano talaga is matagal yung process, no, ng pag-grant ng patent. But I've seen applications na nag-grant less than 3 years, no? Meron akong napansin naman, nakita na, no, kasi wala naman masyadong problema sa formality, no? And then pagdating sa substantive examination, nasagot naman agad nila yung problema nila doon sa substantive, ay yung question. So nag-grant naman agad, no? Well, as long as wala naman mga defects na yung formality kasi isa yan sa nagko-contribute, no, sa pagtagal ng inyong application. Alright, so ito, insufficient disclosure. So this is common na isa sa mga common na ma-receive ninyo na formality defect, no, na sinasabi ng examiner. So ano ba yung insufficient disclosure? So ito, one example is that yung description daw shall briefly describe the figures in the drawings. Ito yung sinasabi ko na kanina na pag may drawing kayo, i-describe, i-explain niyo yung drawings na yan, no? And describe in detail at least one way of carrying out the invention, no? Using examples. Kaya pag nagda-drafting training tayo, usually ay sinasabi kong bigay kayo ng examples, paano ba yan gumagana, paano nyo ginawa, paano gumana, etc. Because that will help the examiner understand your technology better. Okay? Kaya nga enabling disclosure siya. No? So, ito, kaya yan sinite ng examiner kasi yung sinubmit sa kanya is walang ganyan. No? So, if ever na meron kayong drawings pero hindi nyo in-explain, hindi kayo nag-cite ng mga examples, more or less makaka-receive kayo ng parang ganito na examination action. So, ano yung remedy niyan? How to answer this? Ito pa, by the way, no? Sa formality, wala kayo talagang ibang choice kundi sumunod. No? Kung meron yung defect, kailangan nyo i-correct. So, pag insufficient disclosure, ang remedy lang dyan is to make your disclosure sufficient. Okay? So, explain nyo yung drawings, i-describe nyo siya in at least one way daw, no, paano, kasi di ba maraming embodiments minsan yan, and then marami din ways in carrying out the invention, no? So, ano yung preferred mo siguro, or if you want, in one of the embodiments, ganito siya, in one of the other, in another embodiment, ganito siya. Okay? Kung ayaw mo na malimit kayo sa isang embodiment lang. Okay? May question? Sorry. It might not be... Okay. So, sagutin ko yan later, sir, no? So, dun sa open forum siguro, but iti-take note ko yung question na yan. Sige. Okay. Hindi ito, in case kapag sa application isang auto-didact exam, example students, di naman muna ipinalam ko yan na bang kailangan sa ano po bang amendment lang po yan, Ma'am Luz, no? Dun sa inventors, no? Kailangan nyo lang mag-submit, no, ng mga proof kasi baka mag-ready lang kayo, no, kasi baka hingan din kayo ng proof ng examiner na indeed inventor at or kasama siya dapat sa inventors. Amend nyo lang yan po dun sa ADOC. Okay? Sige. Alright, so again, inano lang ko lang yan, no? Isa sa mga reasons why meron tayong insufficient disclosure is because hindi tayo nag-cite ng at least one way of carrying out the invention. So ito, mechanical po to, ha? More specific itong finding na to sa mechanical kasi nga may drawings. Okay, next is lack disclosure yan pag ang technical components mo na necessary for carrying out the method and device, no, ay hindi nasabi. I mean, hindi di-disclose masyado. Okay? Okay, and then wala din yung operative relationship of such components. So somehow, related to dun sa question kanina ni Sir Machika, no? If mere enumeration lang yan ng parts ninyo, kaya nga 'di ba sa claims, pag in-enumerate mo lang yung parts or components at wala yung interrelationship or operative relationship nila, that's an informal claim, no? So hindi yan i-allow ng examiner. So if it's an informal claim, kailangan mo siyang i-correct, no? Paano? Kailangan meron siyang operative relationship. And may effect kasi yon dun sa disclosure mo. Okay? Kasi pag dun sa claims hindi mo siya na-discuss or walang operative relationship, malamang dun sa specification baka hindi mo rin yan nailagay. So pag ganun ang nangyari, no, na hindi mo nasabi, hindi mo na-discuss ano ba yung mga technical components na necessary dun sa technology mo and walang operative relationship yan, that's insufficient disclosure. Okay? Tapos sabi pa dito, the specification merely includes functional statements, no advantages. Again, 'di ba, ibabalik ko kayo dun sa patent drafting. Pag nagda-draft kayo ng claims, 'di ba, we avoid drafting yung claims natin as functional statement. Pwede mong sabihin na yung function niya, but kailangan nasabi mo muna ano yung feature or component o yung technical component na nagbibigay ng function na yun. Okay? Kaya yun ganun din po, no, kasi nga it's a technical solution, no, to a technical problem. So ano yung meron ka na bakit kaya mong gawin yan na hindi kaya ng mga prior arts? So ano yung technical components na yun? Okay? Kaya din ganun yon sa claims kasi pagdating sa specification, again, you just need to expound, no, na yung technical component na yan, ganito yung functional statement yan, and then you explain what further. So itong specific na action na to na binigay ng examiner is wala siyang sinabing ganun yung applicant, no? So, merely functional statement lang daw sinabi na efficient yan, kaya niyang gawin to, kung pagkain pa yan, nutritious yan, etc. No? Pero walang sinabi doon, hindi masyadong in-explain doon, ano ang nagbibigay ng ganon. No? So, kailangan ma-explain yon. So, kaya nga we need to start with ano yung technical components niyo, ano yung meron ka na technical component or feature na wala yung prior arts mo, and then ano yung nagagawa niyan? Ano yung technical advantage na ikaw lang yung may ganyan? Okay? Alright, so ito lang sabi niya, no, that the specification merely includes functional statements, advantages, and results to be achieved by the alleged invention without a clear and comprehensive description of the technical features. So hinahanap niya, ano saan ba yung description ng technical features na yan. Okay? So since this is a system, so may drawing to, di ba? So kaya yun yung ano doon, ang technique. You refer back to the drawing, i-discuss mo yung mga technical components na nandun, and then ano yung functional advantage ng mga components na yan, na bakit yan ang na kaya ng system mo ang function na yan na hindi kaya ng mga prior arts. Okay? I hope clear po, no? Anyway naman, pag nag-cite naman ng examiner's action yung mga examiner namin, sinasabi naman nila bakit for them it's insufficient disclosure. Okay? May tatlong question yata dito. Is it to just include 100% information? Yes, okay lang naman. In fact, isa lang talaga dapat, no? Paano yun? Can the specifics be still be amended to include matters in the details of the further? All right. All right. Thank you, Sir John. This is a good question. So, um, pwede pa bang idagdag, no, yung operative relationship, no? Yes, sir. Hindi naman yun mako-consider na new matter, no? As long as wala kang dinagdag na feature, no, na component. Halimbawa, sinabi mo lang na meron kang component A, component B, component C, component D. Pero wala yung operative relationship ng apat na features na yon, no? Tas dinagdag mo na ngayon na si feature A is ganito kay feature B, si feature B ganito kay feature A, etc. Pero wala kang dinagdag na feature E kasi hanggang D ka lang naman, di ba? That will not be considered a new matter. No? Kasi parang, anyway, makikita naman yun sa drawing. No? Kaya nga importante din yung drawing. So, hindi siya makakonsider na new matter in the sense na in-expound mo lang naman ano yung operative relationship ng apat na features na mention mo. Kasi pinapa-explain naman talaga yan sa iyo. Magiging new matter yan if nagdagdag ka ngayon ng feature E. Okay? Kasi mayroong bagong feature na hindi mo binanggit. Okay? So, yun. So, but if nag-expound ka lang, no, ng operative relationship ng apat na features na previously na-mention mo, that will not be considered a new matter. Okay, sir, unless, unless may effect yan na hindi mo nasabi before. No, yun pala yung inventive, no? So, yun yung magiging ano kasi, for example, sinabi mo na nakaka-cut siya uniformly. I mean, hindi mo na nasabi na uniform yung cut niya. That might be baka i-consider yan na new matter na yung yung machine mo pala can cut uniformly, no? Unless, no, kaya ito din yung technique diyan, no, unless dun sa detailed description na sabi mo siya before. Pero kung hindi, yung arrangement kasi ng parts na yan, um, baka yung inventive na part mo or yung bago na part mo is how you arrange, no, yung mga components na yan. So, doon medyo may question tayo na baka ma-consider niya, no, na new matter yon. Baka sabi niya, wala ka namang sinabi na it can cut uniformly. Parang sinabi mo lang, nagka-cut siya. Pero yung uniform na cut, wala kang sinabi before. But pwede mo siguro din yan ma-justify in the sense na it's a result of the arrangement, no, nung arrangement ng components na wala ka namang sinabi yung bagong component but somehow yung arrangement niya, ito yung result. Pero hopefully nakikita niyo, no, yung effect din ng yun din yung reason why, no, pag nag-draft kayo talaga ng claims, dapat in addition dun sa operative relationship niya, dapat sinasabi na rin natin dun in the sense, ano ba yung effect, ano yung technical advantage nung ganon na components. Okay. Ah, see, okey lang. New matters, Ma'am Lourdes 'to, file kayo ng bagong application. At saka yung new matter lang talaga yung focus mo na dun. Another option which, hindi ko masyadong inaano is voluntary withdrawal, i-wi-withdraw niyo voluntarily yung unang application and then file kayo ng bago na nandun na lahat. So, depende po 'yan 'no, Ma'am Lourdes 'no, do'n sa Dr. Tejero do'n sa inyong, diskarte 'no. Ako kung may new matter 'yan, I'll file another application for that kasi it also happens, Dr. Tejero 'no, lalo na sa, um, medical field. Kasi 'di ba, mag-a-undergo pa 'yan ng mga clinical testing. So baka mamaya ito pa lang ang na-file natin. Pero pagdating sa clinical testing meron tayong na ano na mga bago. So it happens naman 'no, na meron kayong initial filing, file kayo ng bago for the improvement and then file another for the improvement. So more or less puwedeng gawin din 'yun, Dr. Ter. Okay, so I hope nasagot yung tanong. Thank you 'no, sa mga nag-question. So again, it 'no, the description wait lang, may question pa. Ayan, thank you. By the way, kung medyo putol-putol ako, sabihan niyo po ako kasi medyo nag-unstable yung internet ko. Now, ito another example ito ng, insufficient disclosure, fails to clearly disclose the technical features. So again, if you notice 'no, ang insufficient disclosure lalo na 'pag mechanical 'yan, um, 'pag yung technical features 'no or components ay hindi talaga na-describe or na-disclose and na-explain yung mga operative relationship ng mga 'yan, that's insufficient disclosure. Expect kayo that's insufficient disclosure. Okay? So wala nang ibang choice diyan but to amend 'no, 'yan, to amend the specification in a manner that by following the directions set forth therein, a person skilled in the art could put the invention into practice. So basically 'yan, itong statement na 'to, yung first sentence ng second paragraph na 'yan, that's a canned statement 'no ng examiner. Laging sasabihin nila 'yan. That's the test 'di ba ng sufficient disclosure. That's the test ng enabling disclosure na 'pag binasa niya yung specification ninyo, then this person skilled in the art could put the invention into practice. Okay? So yun basically yung test. So kaya nga sa mga patent drafting training natin 'no, lagi namin sinasabi na yung detailed description ng inyong, application should be yung the longest part, yun yung pinakamahabang part ng inyong application 'no. Kasi dun niyo dapat dini-disclose ang mga lahat ng, puwedeng ma-disclose that can support your application. Specifically lalo na yung claims ninyo. Alright, so again ito yon rules 405, 406, and 406.1 yun ito yung test, 405 about disclosure, 406 about dun sa test ng enabling disclosure, ayan oh. So 'di ba yan yung statement ng examiner, that's rule 406 no? And then ito din 'no, ay ano ba yung enabling disclosure 'no, shall contain a clear and detailed description of at least one way of doing the invention using working examples. 'Di ba yan din yung statement ng, kaninang pinakita. So basically sinite lang nila yung mga rules, okay? So as far as disclosure is concerned, as far as enabling disclosure is concerned 'no, sundin niyo lang ito. Then, okey na 'yan. Kaya nga if may mga tests kayo 'no, yung mga lab test ninyo, yung mga strength test na 'yan, kung ano man ang undergohan ng test ng mga technologies ninyo, sinasama din niyo 'yan sa detailed description. Okay. Alright, so again, ito yon, ito yung, rules natin na hindi nasunod 'no. So avoid, overly broad functional statements when you draft your applications, specifically yung claims ninyo. If magsasabi man kayo ng functional statement, dapat nasabi niyong ano yung technical component na nagbibigay ng functional statement na 'yan. Okay? And then ito rin yon, ito yung Sir Machika, yung inyong question kanina, no? If it's just a mere enumeration of parts, dapat meron yang operative relationship, no? If it's a mechanical application. So kaya kayo naka-receive ng ganun na action is that mere enumeration of parts lang yan. Okay? Alright, so now let's go to yung claims, no? The claims are, formality pa lang to ha, wala pa tayong substantive. The claims are in accordance with Rule 416, no? In redrafting the claim shall redefine the matter for which the protection is sought. So ito, ang claims na sinamit dito is hindi clear ano ba yung technical features. Again, 'di ba, paulit-ulit na lang natin sasabihin 'yan. Pag nag-draft kayo ng claims ninyo, you should highlight the technical features supported na lang by the technical function ng feature na 'yan. Okay? So, hindi natin sinasabi yung function lang, that sinasabi natin ano yung feature or technical feature na 'yon plus ano yung kanyang function. Okay? In other, some examiners, mas gusto nila yung may characterized in that. This particular example, no? Kasi mas ako personally may advantage naman talaga pag mechanical ang application niyo, pag two-part claim ang ginamit niyo, yung may characterized in that, no? Kasi mas madali makita ano ba yung bago sa inyo. But again, it's up to you, one-part claim or two-part claim ba yung gagamit niyo. Alright? Okay, ito medyo mahaba-haba ito na rule. Ito yung rule ng Rule 416 on claims, no? So again, you can visit naman yung revised rules. So ito yung mga rules lang na kailangan ninyong sundin. Okay? So hindi na natin yan i-discuss siguro kaya I think we've already mentioned naman yan before. Like for example, kailangan meron kayong at least one claim, at least meron kayong one independent claim, no? Or, pag patent, pwedeng more than one independent claim. Pag kailangan one independent claim lang. Then the claims must conform to the invention as set forth in the description. Bakit? Kasi di ba sa amin natin na yung claims should be fully supported by the description. Whatever you disclose sa claims should be discussed and supported by the detailed description. Okay? If the invention relates to an improvement, the claim or claim should specifically point out and distinctly claim the improvement. Okay? In combination with the preamble statement indicating the prior art features. So again, itong letter E, that's a two-part claim. No? Yung may characterized in that. Kasi yung preamble niyan includes ano yung mga hindi na bago sa inyo. Okay? Sabi na obvious daw sa, pero kung titignan, wala naman. Okay. Yes. Common yan po, no? I just read the question, no? Minsan daw yung examiner nagsasabi na obvious daw yung for the person skilled in the art, yung details ng invention. But if you pag titingnan ninyo yung sinite niya ng prior arts, medyo iba naman, no? So what will be the best approach? The best approach doon, sir, is to justify, no? Sagutin nyo lang yung sabi ng examiner. Pwede nyo naman yan i-justify. Pwede nyo namang sabihin na, yes, may ganitong prior arts, sinite ng examiner, but with all due respect, hindi naman sinabi ni prior arts blunt or prior to yung ganito, etc. In fact, that's, ano yan, parang SOP na yan, no? Na magsasabi sila ng ganon. And then, ang kanaganda lang noon sa patent, no, is you have the chance to respond. No, pwede kayong sumagot and mag-justify. In fact, sa mga patent applications, common yan. No? Sasabihin niya, okay, it's novel. However, it's not inventive because ganito. No? But pwede niya yan, dyan papasok yung topic natin later on, yung prior art analysis. So, yung parang yung sa drafting natin, yung invention spotting, di ba? You just have to analyze yung prior arts niya. And then if mayroon pa kayong makita na something na pwede niyo i-justify, either justify or amend, then do so. Justify or amend your claims. And then yun, submit niyo sa examiner. no? Kasi 'pag nakita naman niya at na-convince siya dun sa inyong, argument 'no, yung dun sa inyong explanation, then that will application. Okay? I hope nasagot ko, sir. Alright. So, yep. Kung ano lang yung prior arts na minention ng examiner, dun lang kayo mag-focus, no? And then i-ano niyo lang, kumbaga puwede niyo naman siyang i-rebut in the sense na, hindi yes, nag-e-exist yung mga yan pero ganito yung sa akin. Explain niyo lang. And then, of course, may reference dapat yan sa detailed description na, um, as far as page number ganito, line number ganito ng detailed description, diniscuss ko dun na ganito yung technology ko, et cetera. Yun yung gamit ng detailed description, 'no? Mayroon kayong support. Okay? Alright, sige. Okay, so ito yung forms and contents of a claim. So Rule 417, no? So again, if you notice dito, mas okay sa kanila yung meron ng characterized portion. So again, pag improvement naman talaga, mas maganda kung may characterized in that kind of part, no? So ito yun, ito lang yun, review, no? Basically, yung mga previous slides, ito lang yung sinasabi ng examiner. Dapat may preamble kayo, may transitional phrase, and may body. Okay? Alright, clarity issue. That's clarity issue, lacking clarity if yung claims ninyo ay hindi disclosed in the description. So again, sabi nga natin, 'di ba, your claim should be fully supported by the description. So pag may sinabi ito, for example, itong specific na findings na to, ang sabi daw dito, meron siyang specific weight na sinabi sa claims pero hindi niya discuss sa description. So that's lacking clarity, no? Okay? Claims on the relying for failing to particularly point out the part or improvement again, 'di ba? Kasi ano ba yung bago sa iyo? Ano ba yung technical features mo? Ano ba yung improvement mo? 'Di ba? Kaya nga mas madali, no? Pag two-part claim, yung i-claim draft ninyo pag mechanical 'yan na improvement, right? Another are objected for lacking clarity for failure to particularly point out and define clearly the matter in terms of technical features. So baka na mamaya functional statement na naman to, di ba? So, and then wala na naman cooperative or operative relationship ng elements. So, yun yung mga clarity issues, no? So, Sir Machika, yung sa'yo, may clarity issue din yun, no? Kasi it's just a mere enumeration of parts. Again, ito yung rules ng claim drafting natin, di ba? It should be the meets and bounds, clear and concise, complete, and should be supported by the description. No? Clear and concise to avoid speculation, di ba? Hindi clear. Kaya naging issue. Naging examiner's action. Hindi niya alam kung ano pa talaga yung improvement mo. Hindi siya clear. So, that's a formality defect. Okay? Must be complete to include all the inventive features. Wala nga, hindi nga daw clear. Failing to particularly point out the improvement or the part or yung combination. So ano yung, kaya hindi niya maintindihan. So formality defect. Okay? So I hope clear ha. So if nakikita nyo, yung sa patent drafting natin, yung mga rules na pinag-uusapan natin doon, no? Talagang it will have a defect no pag hindi siya nasunod. All right, the claims are informal for particularly point out and distinct claim the part, improvement, or construction with applicable regards. Same lang naman, no? Worded differently lang. Okay? So, yan yung mga examples ng mga formality defects, no? I mean, informal claims. Should the claims be renumbered during prosecution or only at the very end? Yes, sir. Yes. Yes, sir, Peter. No, pag meron kang dinilit no na claim, nag-amend ka, inakyat mo yung isang claim doon sa claim 1, mare-renumber po 'yan. Okay. Right? So ito, no, example, this is an example of ito yung gusto ko ninyong ma-practice no, for the mechanical applications out there. No? Regardless yan kung machine yan, system yan na related sa ICT, no? Ganito yung parang i-draft nyo. So, meron kayong body na meron daw siya dalawang walls, no? Hindi yan inferential kasi itong walls na to, referring lang naman yan sa body. No? Tapos may drum na disposed in the body, that's interconnection, pero meron dyan function ng drum. Kasi I've seen and encountered some examiners no na pag wala itong mga functions na to, i-question din nila ano yung advantage, no? So mas okay na rin na in addition dun sa features, no, sabihin natin yung ginagawa. Okay? So hindi to functional statement. Why? Kasi meron naman tayong ito mga parts, 'di ba? Yung unang mga parts na yan. Yan, okay? Pero in addition, sabi na natin dyan ano yung ginagawa niya. Okay, so may condenser ka na dispose daw dun sa body. Pero yung condenser na yon providing the dehumidification. Okay, so mas clear, di ba? Para makita niya na, okay, this is a dryer, na ito yung components. Ano yung mga components na yan? Ito yung ginagawa. Na nakuha po. So hopefully, no? So sundin nyo lang yung parang ganito na format. Mechanical or ICT man yan, no? So you mention yung parts, you mention yung interconnection, and then you mention ano yung ginagawa nila. Okay? Mas madali yan sa inyo. Rule 1, yung clarity rule ng saan po ito, sir? Yung kanina po ba to? Yung sa claims po ba yan, sir? Ay, Ma'am Venice? Okay. Yung clarity issue, no? Sige, balikan natin. Let's say, for example, dito tayo sa lacking clarity. Yan, yan. Ito, lacking clarity ito, no? Anyway, pare-parehas lang naman. Yung una kasi, lacking clarity kasi hindi siya naka-disclose sa description. Sinabi niya na may mga ganitong weight percentage of claims, pero sa detailed description, hindi yun na-mention. So, again, bakit yan lacking clarity? Because dapat kasi yung claims natin is supported by the detailed description, di ba? So, kailangan mo banggitin yun doon. Okay? Next is, lacking clarity siya for failing to particularly point out the part no, or improvement. Sige, explain natin dito. Let's say for example yan, sinabi lang natin a body, a drum, a condenser, a base unit, first opening, wala tong mga to ha. That's lacking clarity. For one, because that's just enumeration of parts. Walang cooperative relationship. Okay? Now, naglagay ka ng cooperative relationship. Yan, naglagay ka na dyan. Minsan, sasabihin din ng examiner that's still lacking clarity because paano siya naging dryer? Kaya nakakatulong yung ilagay mo yung mga functions. Kasi nakakita na ako ng ganong actions, no? Meron naman siyang interconnection, no? Pero sinabi niya dito kasi sa preamble na it's a dryer na comprising of, pero sabi ng examiner, paano siya naging dryer? Ano yung technical advantage niyan? Paano yung ano talaga yung improvement mo diyan? Okay? So ito, merong dryer na ganito daw yung kanyang components. In addition the components, andyan yung interconnection. In addition sa interconnection, andyan yung ginagawa. But in addition to that, ito yung characterized na part niya. Ang sinasabi niya, yung dryer niya, ang advantage niyan is may guide. No? Yung dryer na is may guide na naka-closed all around, no? Doon sa first opening and then second opening. So may interconnection. Tapos ito yung function niya. Providing the cooling air discharged for the condenser to be discharged to the outer environment, does not spread between the drum and the body. So ibig sabihin, mas efficient yung drying niya, no? Kasi may guide, nagka-guide nung sa air. So now, mas clear, 'di ba? Mas clear sa examiner na okay, ito yung components, ito yung cooperative relationships, ito yung mga ginagawa ng mga parts, pero ito basically yung pinaka-improvement at bago sa kanya. Nakuha po, Ma'am Denise? Yan. So yun po yun 'no, 'pag may, clarity issue usually 'no, either hindi clear sa examiner ano ba talaga yung gusto mong i-protect, kasi hindi ka nagsabi ng technical features. If nagsabi ka naman ng technical features, walang cooperative relationship. Nagsabi ka rin ng cooperative relationship, pero wala yung paano ba siya naging advantage, ano ba yung ginagawa niya, okay? So, to be sure 'no, ito yung advice ko sa inyo. If mechanical yung inyong application, machine, device, apparatus, gayahin niyo ito na parang ganito yung forma niya, no? May parts, may cooperative relationship, mayroon yung ginagawa. Plus, kung itong lahat na to sinasabi mo, preamble yan kasi two-part claim, characterized, ito yung bago sa akin. Okay? So, welcome po. So, hopefully, no, yung iba medyo naging clear na rin. Alright. So, okay ba yung ano, okay ba yung, formality? So, yan po yung mga formality 'no. So, yan yung unang ano, yan yung unang, examination na undergohan ng inyong application, okey? So, sabi dito ni lady, magbe-break daw muna tayo ng 5 minutes, okay lang ba? Para may ano, health break tayo. Okay. Pero don't worry, matatapos naman tayo ng 12, no? Half day lang talaga yung ating lecture. So if may naisip kayo na mga questions, no, ano lang, isipin nyo lang and then tanong nyo later on. Lady,
Yes, back tayo ng 10:25. Okay na ba?
10:25? Okay, sige, sige. May timer ka ba?
Wala eh. Sige, titignan ko kung paano. Ako na.
Mag-stop share ako para
Oo,
mag-timer ka.
oo. Thank
Sige.
you.
Sige. So again, yun, break muna and then be back kung matapos na yung timer ni Lady. Salamat.